All right, let's talk about a true legend of the 64 squares, a man who played chess like absolutely no one else, before or since, the one and only Mikhail Tal.
Because you see, to say he played chess just doesn't cut it, not even close. It was like he dragged his opponents into this wild, beautiful, chaotic storm where all the normal rules of the game, they just went right out the window.
So to really get Tal, you have to picture the world he walked into. Chess, especially at the highest levels back then, was treated like a science.
And this quote, it just nails it, right? While everyone else was looking at a math problem, a game of pure, cold logic, Tal saw a canvas. For him, the board was a place to create something beautiful, not just to calculate.
And that's how he got his famous nickname. People called him the magician from Riga because his moves felt like actual magic tricks. He'd conjure up these insane attacks out of what seemed like thin air, and even the best players in the world were just baffled.
So where did this unbelievable spirit even come from? Well, let's go back to the beginning and trace his journey.
I mean, his rise was just meteoric. He was born in Latvia, and he completely tore through the ranks of the Soviet chess system, which was, this absolute powerhouse. And then bam, he becomes Soviet champion. People used to say that was even tougher to win than the world championship itself.
And his style? It was like nothing the establishment had ever seen. He didn't play by the book. He played on raw instinct, on imagination. To his opponents, it looked like he was being completely reckless, but there was a genius to his aggression. He became this exciting anti-hero that the chess world didn't even know it was craving.
And that totally unconventional style, it took him all the way to the very top, a shot at the World Championship title.
The year is 1960. The scene is set in Moscow, and the world is about to watch one of the most incredible clashes in the history of chess. Man, the contrast between these two guys was just epic. On one side, you have Tal, the artist of chaos, and on the other, Mikhail Tal, the patriarch of Soviet chess, a man of pure logic and order, the Iron Logician. It was the irresistible force versus the immovable object. And honestly, all the experts thought Tal's wild, risky style was going to get completely crushed. But yeah, the experts were dead wrong. See, Tal wasn't playing the best move on paper. He was playing the move that made things messy, the one that created the biggest problems for his opponent. He just unleashed this hurricane of intuitive sacrifices, and Botvinnik, this super logical player, just couldn't compute. He was burning time on the clock trying to figure out the madness, and he just broke.
And so, at just, get this, 23 years old, Mikhail Tal became the youngest world chess champion in history. It was more than just a win for a player, it was a win for imagination, a victory for the human spirit.
But here's the thing, holding that title, that was only one part of his story. His most difficult battle, his biggest fight, wasn't against another player.
Because his whole life, Tal was fighting a much more personal, a much more relentless opponent, his own failing health.
We rightly remember him for these brilliant, flashy attacks on the board. But his real strength, his true grit, was shown in the fight he waged off of it. His resilience in the face of constant pain was every bit as remarkable as any checkmate he ever delivered.
The guy suffered from severe kidney problems his entire life. I mean, there are these incredible stories of him literally leaving his hospital bed against his doctor's orders just so he could go play in a tournament. His love for the game, it was just unstoppable. So, did he hold the champion title for long? No, only about a year. But honestly, that's not the point. What he proved is that being a champion isn't about how long you wear the crown. It's about passion, it's about joy, and it's about the will to keep playing no matter what obstacles life throws at you. And that spirit is exactly why his legacy is so powerful and why he fundamentally changed the game forever.
So here's the real takeaway. We can call it the Tal effect. He completely shattered the idea that chess was just some cold science. He showed that psychology, taking risks, and pure, unadulterated imagination could be weapons just as powerful as cold calculation. Every aggressive, creative grandmaster playing today owes a debt to him.
This captures his impact perfectly. He didn't just add new strategies to the textbooks, he made chess feel exciting, romantic, and beautiful. He gave a game of pure logic a beating heart. He passed away in 1992, having lived a life that was, filled with a lot of pain, but was absolutely defined by passion and by genius. But you know what? As long as there are players out there sacrificing a piece just for the beauty of it, As long as they choose the daring path over the safe one, the magic of the magician from Rigo lives on. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought, right? What truly defines a champion? The title they hold for a little while, or the spirit they show the world forever?